Neil with Graveside Paranormal. We're over here in Blue Island, Illinois at the Forge. Love this place. This place was originally established in 1888. It's gone through our research at least 5 or 6 different owners. It looks like to us the original owners, the Gerstenkorns, William Gerstenkorn, who was the original owner, it looks like everybody was a very tight-knit family. We're going to show you the pictures that we found, or actually the people at the Forge found inside the walls here, inside the rafters, of a different time, a different age, and we'd like to take you back to that different time, different age, and show you how much of a tight-knit family here was here. As you can see in our timeline here on our screen, in 1888, William Gerstenkorn with his wife Christine owned it from 1888 to about 1920. Then in 1920, the Rollo family came in. That was Louise Rollo and her husband, Alex Rollo, then became the owners from 1920 to 1935. Now, 1935, all the way up to probably 1975, we have a history that's unknown. Could this history that's unknown, because we do not know who the owners are, could this be the haunting that's happening? From 1975 to 1995, the establishment was then called Krabby Annie's, which was owned by a lady named Krabby Annie. Then from 1995 to present day 2020, there were 2 owners of the establishment now known as the Forge. First owner was a lady by the name of Mary Lacey that owned it up to 2005. Then Hank came into the picture and owns it to present day of 2020. This is Hank, the owner. I contacted Hank because I heard a lot of stories. A friend of mine, Philip from Gallagher Park, told me that this place here, he came back here back in the day, and he said that it was very haunted. He said, Neil, you should come out here and check this out. If we can get like a brief history, real quick, of this place here, and how long have you been the owner? 15 years?
I've been here 15 years.
15 years.
Mary Lacey owned it for 10 years before that, so it was called the Forge for 25 years. And before that, she bought it from Krabby Annie, who had a bar and a pool table here 20 years. Prior to that, I couldn't tell you.
Right. Now, one of the things that you were telling me is that there's a possibility of a guy who hung himself inside this room here.
Yes.
You had a psychic come in maybe a year or 2 ago, correct me if I'm wrong, and she said that there might be bodies buried underneath the building.
That's correct.
Now, I want to explain something. You're not the only place in Chicago. The Irish legend has been told this. Other places in Chicago. Because remember, we went through the Prohibition era, where it was the Al Capone days. A lot of things happened because that's just how the world was back then. And this dates back, this building, to 1880?
1888.
1888. I'm with one of the bartenders here. He's been here for about 2 years. He has some testimony that he'd like to talk about the Forge. If you can give your full name, please.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Gallagher.
And Jimmy, so what have you seen, heard in this place called the Forge?
In the back, in this room actually we're in, I see a shadow figure. I see him, it's always from this way. He's always walking. He's wearing a green jacket. Okay. And I've tried, myself with some doing it on my phone, Ghost Radar. I've had a couple intelligent responses. And then in the back room in the kitchen, I've seen some stuff just sitting at the bar, seeing stuff. Like
what?
For example, it was around Halloween, and all the Halloween stuff was setting up, and there was it's a big stuffed witch we have. But I would see her, and she would just move. And I knew I'm like, that's see, but no one was back there, just me.
Just you.
And she was not like fall over like with something went, but her arms would like moved, like the position her arms were in would change. So
now, one of the things that I've been told, and you can tell me if you heard the same story. One of the ladies who's a bartender here, I'm going to try to interview her as well. She said that she hears children's voices in the bar area. Have you heard about that, Jimmy?
Yes, I've heard about it. And I've never personally heard children, but I've seen the adults, and I've seen I've seen a lot of I've heard like women's voices, but never like children.
Right. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, Jimmy, I do appreciate your time.
No problem.
Thanks, brother.
Well, there was one time there was no TVs on or nothing was on, and I was opening up and everything, and I heard kids' voices like giggling, like kids playing.
Okay.
And then there was nothing on, and I kept looking around if there was anything going. I swear, and I went, am I losing my mind or what? And I
Basically, in this general area, kids.
Yeah, like they were here, like there was something like. like the kids were giggling, they were playing or something.
Now, is it more than one time that you've heard that?
Just once, I
Just
heard
once.
that. Just once. And then I heard, I've heard things like, I don't know, maybe I'm nuts or something, like beer bottles opening.
Beer bottles opening, yeah.
Yeah, you go like this.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because when we were doing
Yeah.
our research, because this building goes all the way back to 1888, residual haunting is sometimes something that just keeps playing out through time. It's not that there's spirits or anything like that. That's either through traumatic or dramatic things that happen in a timeline. It's like a recording in time. Does that make sense to you? Whereas you might be hearing something, like people sometimes hear footsteps going upstairs all the time. But sometimes what that is a residual haunting. It doesn't mean that there's a spirit there or something like that, or a ghost, as you will.
Yeah.
What it is, it's a residual haunting. Something happened in that timeline that continually plays out. So that could also be something as well. So is that basically all the stories you got?
I hear, well, I think maybe it's just the door or the trucks going back and forth. I hear doors opening and closing all the time.
That's odd that you say that, because when
I hear that all the time,
Yeah,
but I
when-
got used to it, you know. I
Right.
just hear like and I look, I think someone's here, like a customer,
Now,
and I look.
where'd you hear probably the door?
I heard it over here.
The down to the basement area
Yeah,
over
to
there?
the basement.
So we're going to do investigation here in this room here. What happened was is inside this room here, supposedly one of the previous owner's sons hung himself in this room here. I do not know the young man's name. We will come back with the Anahata box. Right now what we're going to do, we're running our EMFs. For some reason right now we are getting yellow on all of our EMFs. EMF 1 there, EMF 1 there, that's yellow, and that's EMF 3 over there. That's at yellow right now for whatever reason. So we're going to turn out all the lights. All right, go ahead, Jimmy. Turn that off. I'm going to leave yours on for a second. I'm going to do an EVP session. But before I do the EVP session, I'm going to try to concentrate and see if there's anything in here with us, and I'm going to ask some questions. And I'm going to let the girls ask some questions. Let me sit for this. There's any spirits in here at this time, I need you to touch one of these boxes for me. Jimmy, I can't see behind me, so tell me if that goes any higher than yellow, please. If you could touch this gray box for us to let us know that you're here, please do it at this time. Concentrate all your energy on that and see if you can touch that, please. For whatever the reason we're getting a strong yellow, it could be that there's something that we do not know that's going on here electric, but I will tell you this, the last time we were here, all the same stuff was on, and we were only getting green. Michelle was here, you remember that, right, Michelle? We were only getting green. We did not get this yellow like we're getting right now. So, I'm going to grab another EMF detector. I'm going to put it over here. We're getting yellow over here as well, for whatever the reason.
Like you hold this for a second so I can explain to people what's been going on here. So we've been staying in the back room for a while now. We came back here and we've noticed for some weird reason, and we've shut out everything. Right now the lights are on, but we've been finding out that for some reason it's been staying in yellow in this whole room. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shut out everything. You can see me. Shut out the light back over there. Michelle, can you turn off the light? Was this switch? Yeah. So for some reason, we're getting yellow as a constant. We have been getting on our blue ones, our EMFs, that is usually used for stairs and such for footsteps. Those have been going off as well. I check the junction box over there. When I come back, when I start putting it right on there, I get red. Right now I'm not getting anything. That's also very odd because we've been getting that. When I go on the junction box, I'm getting red. When I come back at least 2 feet, then it goes to this. But for some reason, when we come around to certain areas, we aren't getting yellow. This is just battery powered. This is just a cup. We are getting a lot of yellow throughout this place. Well, this particular area. I suppose a young man hung himself some years back, or about 25 years ago.
I'm going to put one EMF right here.
Okay? Turn off the other ones, or you know what? Put that one on that chair again. See if somebody wants to join us.
Here, come sit by me. Come on, come sit and talk to Shaw. Did you have an his daughter?
No, only do one. Alright. So we are running EVP. Right now I have EVP 2. Notating EVP 2, we're going to ask you a couple questions. Please everybody remain silent when questions are being asked. Is there a young man who committed suicide here? Yes or no? What is your name, please? How old are you? Do you need help? Now I'm going to give this over to Kylie. She's going to ask a question. Kylie, go ahead and ask the question.
Is there anything important you want to say? Do you feel like you're stuck here? Did you make me feel sad after Neil said that you committed suicide here?
Michelle?
Is there anybody outside in the yard? Are there any bodies out there? Now, the last time we were here, you asked us for your help. Do you need help moving on? Because if you're stuck and if you want to move on, we can help you. We know people who can help you. Is that what you would like?
I'm going to now go into the men's washroom. When we first came here, I heard a girl's voice say, "Help me." So now I'm going to go in the area over here.
So enter now the bathroom breather. As we go inside the washroom here, we are picking up with our own ears breathing inside the washroom. We pick it up on the EVP and we pick it up on our cameras, our night cameras as well. We are calling this the bathroom breather because this is the area where supposedly a man hung himself. What if these are the last breaths of the man before he passed?
So I'm in the men's washroom. When I originally came here about a week ago, I came in here and I heard a girl's voice say, "Help me," as I was washing my hands. Is this girl with me right now? Please answer. I don't know why, but I hear like breathing. Do you hear that? Yeah, I did. Where's the vents in here? But it was like breathing. Yeah, like human breathing. Stay still, don't move. Is that you breathing? You hear that, right? I did hear it. Alright, now I want to check for vents, okay? Of course there's vents in the men's washroom. But that's that vent there. You feel this wall. You feel a breeze? No, I don't feel any breeze. I don't feel any breeze. I don't feel any kind of air. Who's breathing in here? Now, we had this happen at Whispers Estate, but it was a toilet running. So, it sounded like breathing. So, the toilet's not running. No, the toilet's not running. But remember when we were at Whispers Estate? That's what we thought, we thought we heard, well, I thought I heard breathing. And then I go, oh, that was the toilet. Alright, we're going to keep it nice and calm for a second. What's your name, please? Do you hear that? Yeah. It's like breathing. It might have, maybe it's a vent out here. Let's go check this. It's like lungs. Did you just hear that? Yes. Yeah, I got the chills now. Do you feel that? Hold on a second.
Well, let's see if they get it.
Motion detector's going off.
Where's it going to?
Not the motion one, the blue one.
Oh, the blue one's going off now?
It was going off.
When we were in there?
I'm hearing like breathing in that bathroom thing. Turn on the light for a second.
Okay, so yeah, there's something on top there, right? But what is that?
Is there a ceiling or is it?
Like, what's that device up there?
That's a heat, water heater.
But that wouldn't make breathing sounds.
So I'm looking around.
It's not a ceiling, so it's not
That's
open.
that draws
Right,
out.
right.
No, it was like next to us breathing.
Yeah, it's like next
Yeah,
to
that's the
breathing.
men's washer.
So let's go down to the basement, and then let's take the EMFs. Everybody, all we need is one EMF, and you know what? Let's take
One of those.
one of these, and let's take one of those, and an EVP.
Spirits, anybody ever talk to you? Because I'm part Native American.
Well, this area here was all Potawatomi tribe. This area here, going all the way towards,
We're from North Dakota. Actually, when my mom passes away, her grandfather goes to Fort Logan, and I get to reservation from them. I can't do much for this talk when I get to
oh yeah?
because, you know, I always get one of those spirit questions, you know, vision.
All right, here, go ahead. I'm gonna get the lights.
Native American, I got that. Everybody's got a little something. Everybody's got something.
Sounds like almost like the same issue we were having over here, where we were hearing like almost like a radio over here. And let me try to explain something. Sometimes when spirits are trying to communicate, they don't have to communicate through boxes or anything like that. It almost sounds electronic. We had that happen at a couple places. We had that happen at the well once, where I was down in the basement area, in the cellar area, and he heard like an electronic voice. So I would hear that. Steve, let me have you hold this real quick so I can explain. Hold on 1 second. Let me just, I'll let you back in there. But what happens is that the voices are trying to, the deceased are trying to speak so loud, it almost sounds animatronic. I know Michelle's heard that before. I've heard it a couple times. It's where they're trying to push so strong. Steve had that happen to him on a personal level. Was it at your house?
A relative.
A relative that passed. He was in a bedroom of the relative. And what happens is they put it together a lot of their strength and it almost sounds
very electronic when they're trying to speak. It's a disembodied voice. I don't know if that's maybe what we're picking up somehow. It's not the first time that we've done that. Mike, I'm sorry. I'll get right back to you now. Yeah, that's fine.
We are down in the basement of the forge, and at this time, the Graveside Paranormal crew, except for Steve, we can all hear through our own ears the audio of a female voice saying or almost like a screaming, but it's very low screaming. We do not know what this is at this time, but again, this is what is happening down in the basement at this time for the first time.
I just heard that too.
I swear to God.
I heard it.
Hello? My name's Neil. What is yours? Dude, there's a girl upstairs. I swear to God.
I just heard.
Girls calling out. Yeah, like crying.
Oh, I feel like this one's really hard right now.
Whatever that's doing, that's your hand. Don't clean up. Just leave it.
I fucking heard it.
Hello? Can I help you?
Can you turn it down a little bit or no? Can you turn it down a little bit or no?
Sure it's not someone outside.
Everybody be quiet. Hello? Scream louder so I can find you. You hear that? I hear this girl screaming. I don't know if it's a girl, but I hear it raining. What the fuck is that?
Oh my god, I heard it.
Neil, can you turn it down a little bit or no?
Is that turned down a little?
Turn the SP off.
Hey,
What?
can you turn it down like a little bit or no?
Turn it down, turn it
Turn
down.
it
Just
off
turn
for a
it-
minute. Oh
just
my
turn it
god.
down.
this is
I know. I can hear it out here.
I can't hear it.
Turn it off. Hello? Can you yell again so I can find you? Try to scream very loud for me again, please. Whatever it was, whatever we were hearing, me and Mike were hearing this, and I hope and I pray to God that we were able to pick this up on our regular audio.
It was
I don't know
loud
if it's
enough.
because the SB7 is enhancing something, like an echo sound, but I'm hearing, did you hear the girl scream?
I heard
Yeah.
when we were sitting out here. I heard something. It wasn't like a scream, but it was like her talking. Like it was like like yeah, like
Yeah. What the fuck was that?
It was like
you were in the corner more, but I heard it from where I was sitting, and that's when I got up and I was
Alright,
like, what
let's
the fuck?
everybody go upstairs so we can all talk about what we heard.
At this time, you're going to see and hear a girl's voice. At first, we're hearing this girl's voice, like almost like a yelling or a screaming, or almost saying, that's down in the basement. We proceed to go upstairs, and when me and Kylie are at the door, you can hear faintly the of a girl screaming.
Jimmy, did you hear anything?
I heard something when you said scream again.
There, you didn't fuck around.
No, I swear to God, I heard the radio. I would like the walkie-talkie. I heard that too on the stairs.
Really?
Yeah, you got to see it.
Then Steve and Kylie, both with cameras on them. Kylie has GoPro camera 2, Steve has GoPro camera 1, and they're both up in the same area behind the bar walking, and they both get the voice of this girl's voice that we are calling right now the presenting ghost, as in I'm presenting myself to you.
I heard something, but I didn't hear it, like it's hard to make
What is
out.
this back
It's
here?
like, yeah, but I didn't hear the walkie-talkie. Like it
See, I
sounded
thought I
like.
saw a shadow,
It
but
sounded
there
like
is
a police
a
radio.
window.
Yeah, but I didn't hear the walkie-talkie. Like
See,
it
I
sounded
thought I
like.
saw a shadow,
It
but
sounded
there is
like a police
a
radio.
window. So I think I was just getting.
You know what's weird? Last time.
So we have evidence that both cameras are picking up this voice on the regular audio, not an EVP, not the Anahata box. This is getting very interesting.
All right, let's everybody go to the other room, and then we're going to take a break and talk about what we heard.
Even though my phone was on silent, I still have it on silent and everything.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have no. I didn't want to interfere with any of your,
Right.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, it wasn't coming from you.
What?
But I heard that shit kind of freaked me out. Where I didn't want to be down there no more. So.
I saw it. I just put it down
See, like
now.
now I'm touching it.
Yeah, we were just here.
It's going
I
off, of
just
course.
saw a
So-
apparition of a woman going down into the basement.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God.
All right, well, we should have been able to
Was the
catch
camera
that.
on?
No.
Ah.
But
Hold on,
I
we got
saw-
cameras on right here.
I know it's
What did you just say?
an apparition of a woman. I think it was there.
Sorry.
No, I've never heard
It could,
this.
it could be.
Because maybe.
As you see us start to walk out of the bar area, behind the bar area, you see one of our EMFs go off blue. Then, seconds later, we hear this lady again, our presenting ghost. Could she have been walking with us that made the detector, the EMF detector, go off? And as we turned that little corner there, she decided to present herself again. Like I said, this is getting interesting.
No, I've never heard
It could,
this.
it could be.
Because maybe she either
What?
videos in here now,
Did you just see me too?
Dude, something just here. Listen, something just moved over near those near that VO bottle, where all these whiskey bottles are.
Do you want me to show you what I just saw?
What do you
Yeah.
see?
So, literally, just saw a woman, probably like same height as Shelly, but she came from like right here. I don't know if the bar was always this long. If there was like another entrance right here, but
That was an entrance door to the building.
If you look at the wall, you can see the
Yes.
stairs going up still.
That was that used to be an entrance to the street.
It's 14 feet. Yeah, it's 14 feet longer. If you look at the wall in there, you can see the stairs going up. You can see the board.
well, I just saw like this, and I still saw her like right. Can you see my hand right
Yeah.
In between the door, yeah.
there? Yeah, I saw her go.
What was it? It sounded like a radio or something was playing. I heard it too, but it was over by you, Steve.
Yeah, I thought you had something going on.
You come close to me and make this go red.
My name's Neil. What is yours, please? What was the girl's name who was crying? Give me your name, please. Run? What should I run from?
I don't mean
We make sure that we check these ones out, these reviews. Open up that door for me. I know you can. If you're able to get this screaming, we're all screaming. All of us heard you scream. You can open up that door. I'm going to ask again. What is the name of the girls who were screaming? Say that again. That was you. That was you. What was your name? This is Hannah? Howard is zero. Sounds like Hannah Gallagher. Hannah?
Annie.
Hannah, can I help you?
Is Krabby Annie here?
No, Krabby Annie's. No. Can you make something happen around here? Throw something on the shelf. I came all the way out here because I heard that there was spirits here. Can you show me? There's a lot of equipment around here. Make that door open. What's the name of the guy who killed himself in the back room, who hung himself? What's your name? Mike, is that you? No. Hold on a second. Hold on. Nobody move. Nobody fucking move.
I don't think anyone is here. I don't think anyone is here.
Come on, open up the door for me. Alright, so let's start intelligent answers and intelligent questions. Let me see that I'm making communication. Answer the questions. Fill in the blanks. 1, 2, 3. Alright. A, B, C. What's his name? What does he do here? No. Answer yes or no. Do you need help? Yes or no? Yes. That's that girl's voice. Now listen to me. I know you can hear me. How can I help you? I'm getting goosebumps really bad right now.
Too, really bad.
Alright. The girl who said yes, I need your name so I can help you. What is your name?
Brianna.
I heard Brianna.
Brianna, did you live here?
Just so everybody knows, that's the voice that we got before the name I need. Brianna. On our preliminary thing. Brianna, how old are you? Once again, Brianna, how old are you? Brianna! Everybody please be quiet this time. All spirits be quiet. I need all spirits to be quiet at this time.
What was that?
Brianna, how old are you? What was the noise that we thought we heard down there?
It was like
Like a what?
a bang.
Brianna, is that you banging?
Bang.
You banged? Banged.
Brianna, yes or no? Do you want to go home?
Is there something here that doesn't want Brianna to go? Child? I don't know if I heard that right.
How many children are still here? Five.
I can feel you want to tell me something. What is it? What do you want to tell me? You want to tell me something personal? I don't know if it's about myself or about you, but you can say it, whatever it is. You can tell me.
Turn it up now. Alright. I'm going to turn it down again. Now I see that we are getting the line of communication. Can you say up, down, down?
Not right now. I said not right now.
The girl, Brianna, if there's a message that you would like to tell us, keep it at one word. Do you want to go home? Say yes. Or if you want to stay here, just say no. I'm going to turn it on. You say either yes or no. Do you want to go home?
I heard yes.
Yeah. Do any of you see a light? Can you concentrate on a light to go home? Yes or no? What?
I heard that talking again behind me.
Right.
I'm hearing
it too.
I'm hearing little music or something, like
Yeah.
a music box.
That's what it reminded me of earlier.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm hearing a very faint music box.
And Jim doesn't have his
Everybody
phone on.
It definitely sounds like a radio frequency.
But it's in here.
And where, Michael?
It's in the room with us.
Right.
That's the thing.
It's weird. I mean, you got staying at yellow in certain areas. Well,
It almost sounds almost like a Jack in a Box. You know, when you start winding it, it almost sounded like that a little bit.
I feel like someone's playing with us.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
I'm seriously thinking Brianna is not who we think she is.
You think it's something
I
not
think
right?
it's, yes.
What do you think? What?
That Brianna
Hey, why don't you knock on the wall
something
3
that's
times?
not right.
No.
Like
No,
someone trying to
don't-
fool with us.
no.
Like we think she's a girl, but
The Adam story.
yes. That's what I'm getting.
You think it's something bad in there?
Yes.
But if there's something bad, then why
not
does that?
evil, but like a trickster.
Malicious.
Well, why do like a trickster, prankster?
You guys were saying earlier that you know it's pretty nice, crowd around here. Nobody gets in any fights or anything. So if there was something like that, people would be getting angry with one another because it would enter and exit from people from one another.
Let me ask you a question, and I'll keep it at this last one, then we'll say goodbye. Are you playing with us? Because if you are, just let us know. Because we can play. I don't mind playing. I just want to know how to play the game. So answer yes or no. Are you playing a game with me? Do you want to know, can I really know who you are?
Are you trying to trick us?
She's sad.
Yeah, you're sad. Alright, I'm going to turn it down for a second. If I was to bring a priest in here, a Catholic priest, to give a blessing to this place everywhere, are you okay with that?
I heard right off the bat, no. Did you hear that? I said no right off the bat.
Do you want us to leave?
Alright, I'll tell you what, I'll leave.
It just mocked him.
I will leave.
Did you hear that?
What, did you hear?
It mocked you. It said, "This is Neil."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're messing with Neil, aren't you?
Now, if you want me to leave, just say this. All you have to say is, Neil, leave now. Neil, leave now. Nah, that wasn't it. So you want to play games? I can play games. Say, Neil, leave now.
Hot dog.
Once again. Say, Neil, leave now. Neil, please. Help us.
What do you need help with?
So I'm going to go back upstairs. All you got to say is goodbye to me.
Bye-bye.
And our conclusion to the haunting in the Forge in Blue Island, Illinois, is that it is inconclusive at this time. We need to set up a time for another investigation to try to get some more evidence. What we can tell you, though, is that the evidence that we do have is that there is a female that is trying to get our attention for whatever reason. In the back room, there is a man who supposedly hung himself. We did get evidence of breathing as well as an EVP. Can we come back at a later date and possibly help out this spirit to get forgiveness? Maybe it needs to move because maybe it's stuck in purgatory. At this time, like I said, we need to come back at a later time. I want to thank Hank from the Forge. I want to thank the Graveside Paranormal Team for all their hard work. And always, boo.